Hello everybody! I have a really exciting video for you today, but when do I never say that? Welcome back to Fountain Pen Deluxe, where we discuss all things fountain pen, ink, paper, and stationery adjacent. I am planning to share with you today not one, but two new Louise Carmen notebook covers. Yes, I fell down the Louise Carmen rabbit hole, and it has been a very pricey but also very satisfying diversion for me lately. And I plan to show you in this video the leather options and customizations that I chose, how I worked through that process, what I am using them for currently, and my plans for them going forward. So if you're new here and you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. That's actually the first time I've ever said that in any of my videos, but I've really been enjoying interacting with the community more, and I would just love to grow it and have everyone along for the ride. So Louise Carmen, sort of the hot topic du jour in the stationery world. It's gone viral. I'm sure we've all seen videos on YouTube or TikTok of Louise Carmen unboxings, and a lot of people compare them to the Paper Republic notebook covers. And it seems like you're either in one camp or the other. Either you love Louise Carmen or you hate Louise Carmen, and there's sort of no in between. I don't have a Paper Republic to compare it to, so I can't speak to that, but I think since I bought two in such a close time proximity, might go to show that I'm team Louise Carmen, but I'm interested in Paper Republic too. I've heard that they are just a little bit more substantial and durable, and Louise Carmen is a little bit more delicate and I don't know, like a chic, Parisian chic. They are a French company and they're based in Paris, and all of their notebooks are made in France. It's all vegetable tanned leather that is meant to patina and age beautifully over time and sort of grow with you. And they are pricey covers, I will say that, but I do think that they are very functional and adaptable covers. It's sort of a traveler's notebook design with elastics so you can change books in and out. And I do think that the leather is very high quality. In fact, I can smell it from here and the smell is intoxicating. It's so, so lovely. With all that being said, let's just get into it. I'll talk about the options that I chose and how that went, and maybe some tips and tricks for anyone else that's interested in going down the Louise Carmen route. So the first one that I picked up was the Honore. It is one of their medium-sized notebook covers, and they have another one called the Road Book. I chose the Honore because allegedly it fits an A5 standard size. Of course, just like Paper Republic, the sizes are a little bit off from standard sizing, it seems, which can be frustrating, but I want to reassure everybody that these two that I have here, the Honore and the Ernest, can be used with standard size notebooks. And I plan to do a separate video on exactly what fits, just so that this one doesn't get too long. The Honore is one of their medium-sized notebooks, and it's just a little bit different than the Road Book because it has, well, I'll get into it. I'll just open this up. So what color do you think I got for my first Louise Carmen? If you said fuchsia, you would be correct. I could not help myself. I just saw this fuchsia color, and I was actually going back and forth between this and the Camargue brown color, their new brown. And I was thinking to myself, this is so expensive. I'm going to have it for such a long time. I probably want to get something neutral, blah, blah, blah. And then when I was on the video call, kind of customizing the notebook, I saw this and I just said, yep, that is the one. First up, the blue cord color. This came standard with the fuchsia leather. Every leather notebook cover has a standard color cord that comes with it, and you can either change it for €5 or you can keep it as is. So I loved the blue. And of course, Louise Carmen is probably best known for their gris-gris or their charms. So I knew that I really wanted a charm that was connected on both sides of the elastic so it didn't flip around a bunch, and was flat on the back, because I've seen so many notebook covers that are all scratched and dinged up here, and I didn't want that to happen to mine. It hasn't, so that's great. So it's sort of this gold-toned charm with some beautiful colored stones that match the cord color and the leather. It's so perfect. And then I also added gree-gree on the side. I have a little enamel flower, a gold cross, and a hammered heart. And as you can see, there are 2 sets of grommets with the elastics running through. Those keep the notebooks secure inside of the notebook cover. On the back, you have the beautiful Louise Carmen embossing. I love the font that they use. I think across the board, everybody can agree on that. And then we did some embossing. So if you order through the website without doing a customization or a bespoke video call, you can only emboss right here on the bottom right front cover. I put my initials here in neutral, so there's no color there. And I really wanted an inside embossing, so I did book a customization call. And on the inside, I added Stay Gold in gold embossing with a little heart. I just thought that was so sweet, and it's one of my favorite, I don't know, favorite concepts kind of. So then when you open up the cover, it's just one piece of unfinished leather. So the inside is like a suede. You have the French flag that's sewn right here. And at the back, there is a pocket with a pen loop. And then you can see the Louise Carmen embossing of the logo right there, made in France. So that's really it for the leather cover. I've only had this for a few weeks, but already it's getting a shine to it. There are little marks that are happening, even though I've been pretty precious about this, guys. Like, I've been washing my hands before I've handled it type of thing, like a crazy person. But the leather is just really, really fine leather. So you can see here, this is from the elastic pen loop on the inside. It's creating sort of a dent and it's coloring the leather. So it's something that I think is going to patina really quickly. It already is, and it feels really nice. And I like the fact that it's so pliable. When you open it up to write, it stays open. This isn't closing in. You don't feel like you're being trapped in your notebook. It's just really, really lovely. I did decide, since I was already investing so much money in this piece, and it really is a lifetime piece for me. I know people say that pretty much all the time about everything, but I really mean this. I did decide to go for the portfolio. So this is the Jack portfolio. It is the portfolio that is offered for Louise Carmen's medium-sized notebook covers, so the Honore and the Roadbook. And this is the Liberty print. I thought it was just so stunning with the fuchsia leather. And some of their portfolios do get retired, because when I went to buy my Ernest, I really wanted this shiny kind of patent hot pink raspberry portfolio, and they retired it like a month ago and it's not coming back. Anyway, I decided that I was just going to go for it, so I grabbed this. The reason I wasn't sure about it was because the Honore has a pocket in the back, and I didn't know how many pockets I would really need, but I'm glad that I did, because I am using it to store photos for my vision board notebook that I will show you shortly. And then in the zipper section, I have some photo corners. I have the extra cord that comes with the Honore notebook cover. So it's been working out well. It's sort of a cream color that they said will turn a little bit more brown over time, and it has painted flowers on it. It's just so pretty. The one thing about the portfolio, I don't know, the configuration is a little bit weird. The front flap, it's supposed to sit like this in your notebook, and the front flap is longer than the back flap. So it covers the back flap. And in fact, it covers anything that it's in front of. So if you look in your notebook, it's like this. I have been using it flipped around like this, which unfortunately means that the logo is at the top here. But it just feels like it's not as closed off when it's like this. I like having this flap, the front flap, shorter than the back flap, if that makes sense. And the interesting thing is that the portfolio for the Ernest is designed like this. So hopefully they change this one, unless I just got like a defective one. I just don't understand why the zipper would be larger than the back. I don't know. Is it supposed to protect your cards or something? I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. But I was going to say that if you wanted to hold off on the portfolio, you could definitely use a traveler's clear pocket folder. In fact, I might have one here, like something like this. I mean, obviously this is a traveler's size, but I think that you could slip this into your notebook. Well, maybe you wouldn't put it around a book that's bigger than it, but here, let's put it in. Let's put it in its own elastic. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the Honore is supposed to be able to hold 4 notebooks. So see, you could do something like that. Just have that in, and it's serving the same purpose as this one that's like, I don't know, $150 or something. And then you can see if you're actually going to use it. Anyway, just a thought. So I have the portfolio at the front, and I'm still kind of figuring out how I want my configuration to be, but it is around a Jabun Techo idea book, and this is to catch any ideas, to-dos, thoughts, anything that comes to mind when I'm doing my morning pages in my sterling ink 517-page notebook that is in the back. This is quite a hefty notebook, and yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have gotten the half size. I was just thinking a gigantic chunky notebook would be really satisfying, and it is, but it's also very intimidating to me. So anyway, this is for my morning pages. That's why when I'm doing morning pages, I thought that I could catch anything that comes to mind in my Jabun Techo, because inevitably I'm doing my morning pages and my brain is working and I'm thinking about all these different things, and then either I write them down in my morning pages or I don't. Either way, I lose them. So that's why I have the Jabun Techo idea book there. And then finally, I have one of the Louise Carmen notebooks, and this is going to be my vision board notebook. They have several different notebook types that you can choose from. They have black paper, they have ivory, white, they've got dotted, lined, plain, they even have a planner. And I chose the black for the Honore because it has very high GSM paper, and I thought that it would be a great option to use all of my matte hops and my paint pens that I got in my stationery selection box and do some not junk journaling, but ephemera journaling, vision boarding, mood boards, just things like that. So I'm starting it off, and you can just see that the Louise Carmen notebooks they're just so well done. They are very, very chic. So anyway, that is how my Honore is currently set up, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. You can see with all of this chunk in here, it closes all the way without any gapping. And I will again state that it does 100% hold an A5 notebook. And I can even fit a pen in here. So I've got 2 pen loops because the Jack portfolio has a pen loop, and then there's a pen loop at the back. Just slip one of these in here and it fits right like that. Really nice. All right, so that was the Honore. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but if I am, I will add it to my next video. The next one is the Ernest. So very quickly after I got the Honore, I was toting this around with me everywhere because it's just so much fun and it's just so beautiful, and I just wanted to have it with me as my emotional support notebook cover. I feel like if you're into stationery, you know what I mean. And this is a hefty, weighted, you know, it's thick. So it was a lot to take around with me. So I thought, oh my gosh, okay, I'll get a pocket size Louise Carmen and then I'll be done. And maybe I could even use it as a wallet. You know, I've been trying to use my traveler's notebook, but I haven't really been jiving with it exactly. I'm not sure why. So I made an appointment for a video call and I picked up an Ernest. This one is more neutral than my Fuchsia Honore. I went in initially thinking that I wanted the Vert London color, which is this beautiful green color that turns almost black over time. But I wanted to pair it with the Raspberry Albert portfolio, which they didn't make anymore. So I pivoted, and I'm so happy that I did. By the way, these dust bags, you can choose different dust bag designs. And initially with the Honore, I wanted a brighter floral dust bag that they had, but it was out of stock. So I got this one, and it worked out perfectly. I'm so happy with this one, and I actually prefer it now. I don't know, it just kind of like tones down my Fuchsia Honore. And I didn't think that I would use these, but I use them all the time when I'm toting them around in my purse or even in my house. They come in clutch, that's for sure. So here is the Ernest, my newest baby. Da 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 da. Oh my gosh. It's still so breathtaking. This is the Camargue brown. It's the new brown color that Louise Carmen came out with when they retired their previous brown color, which I believe was chestnut or whiskey. It's a beautiful brown color, and I just thought that you could be a little bit less, I don't know, finicky with a brown. It doesn't catch marks as much as the fuchsia, where even a little fingerprint can show up. I chose a gris-gris for the front. It's a little snowflake that's sort of Art Deco style. I am a winter baby, so that kind of called to me. And again, connected on both sides and flat on the back, so it's not causing any issues with the leather on the front. And then very proud, I added my own gris-gris on the side. These are all things that I had in my charm collection. And I spent a very enjoyable hour picking them out and putting them on with some jewelry pliers, and it was actually a lot of fun. And I think that I will change these out, I don't know, as the mood strikes me. And this saved me about $75, I think, because the gris-gris can range from 25, 20, 15 euro. So it adds up, you know, between the gris-gris and the engravings and changing the cord color, it all adds up. And one thing that I will say is that I've seen plenty of people that have a Louise Carmen cover without any embossing, without any gris-gris, and they look so beautiful and simple and aesthetic. So I really don't think that you need to fall into the trap of doing every single customization, which I kind of fell into with this one, and I will talk about that now. So on the front, I had the words "Go Forward" embossed in neutral, so no color. And then on the inside, I had the word "Bravely" embossed. And I really wish that they had suggested that I put the "Bravely" vertically, because now it sticks out strangely and it really, really bothers me. And what bothers me even more is that I didn't feel very strongly one way or another about embossing, so I almost emailed them to cancel it. I even posted in the Louise Carmen Facebook group, which is the nicest group of women. You got to check it out if you're into Louise Carmen. And people suggested that I just skip it. I don't know, I didn't listen because I didn't want to delay my Louise Carmen. But luckily, I remembered that people will poke their portfolio out for a little pop of color. So I am doing that, which means that I don't see half of the word peeking out from the side. But anyway, you can always emboss at a later time. You don't have to be in Paris. Locally, people have had things embossed. They bought embossing kits. So don't feel pressured and don't rush into anything with embossing. So when we open it up, the Ernest is like a little mini Honore. It's so cute. It has 2 grommets, the beautiful Louise Carmen on the back. It's one piece of unfinished vegetable tanned leather. It does have a pocket and a pen loop and the little French flag. And I opted to go for the Albert portfolio. This is in rose, and it's not typically a color I would go for, but that's why the video calls are so helpful, because once I saw it together with the cord and the gris-gris, I thought, yeah, that is really stunning. And the Albert, as I mentioned, makes so much more sense to me layout-wise compared to the Jack. You can see that the front flap is shorter than the back. You open it up, you have a secretarial pocket, 2 card pockets, and a zipper pouch. And this little section right here is for a travel pen that Louise Carmen sells. Despite the fact that I have 1 million pens. I have not found a single pen that can fit in here, even this little pochito. You need something really slim and really, really short. It kind of feels like wasted space, especially since this is a true pocket size and you have limited real estate. But you could always paper clip a little sticker or decoration here. So it is what it is. I might look into checking out that pen or finding something else that could work. I think that maybe Pilot sells the Birdie pen that is about this size. I'll have to look. I know I have one somewhere. And then for my book here, I have a 517-page sterling ink pocket-sized notebook. I don't know really what I was thinking, again, with the 517 pages. That's like a lot of pages. So I ordered a 272-page lined notebook because all of the grid are sold out. And it sounds like Sterling Ink is not restocking until the end of the year. But you can see it fits really nicely. And I might even want to... I was going to say I might want to move this portfolio to the back, but I can't because I need it to cover my engraving. I've been seriously considering getting a Sterling Ink compact full year vertical pocket-sized planner for this notebook. I've had it in my cart for like a week and I really need to probably just go ahead and order it. Is it too small to plan in? I feel like it's doable. I've been searching up pocket planner videos and I've only found really one person that does a pocket planner, and then I found one person that does a pocket filofax. I don't know, but it's just tempting because it's like you wouldn't have to necessarily just use it for strict planning of meetings and things like that. You could use the weekly pages for memory keeping, and then it has back note pages. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and order that today. Sterling Ink also sells 64-page booklets, so you can have your 270-page vertical compact full year planner, which is like this much, and then you would have a little booklet for some more room or a different subject or something like that. The Ernest did come with some Louise Carmen notebooks, and this is what they look like. They're a beautiful cream paper. They are supposed to be fountain pen friendly. And as you see, compared to the Sterling Ink pocket, it's a perfect fit. So this is a true pocket size. Unfortunately, pocket size is not the easiest size to find refills for. I've only found Sterling Ink that does them. I was looking at like Serica Studio and Wonderland 222, and they didn't have any pocket size. I know Moleskine does some, and there's a few other options, Field Notes. So I will go through everything that fits in my next video. This was really just to show you the customization options and what I chose. And as far as customization goes, the best way to do it is to grab a customization appointment. They are released for the following week every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So you go on the Louise Carmen website, look at the calendar, it will populate. There are appointments anywhere from 5 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern, and you just pick your time slot. I think it's about a half an hour. It's a face-to-face, either FaceTime or WhatsApp call, video call, and they show you all of the options that they have, put things together for you, and they will put the engraving down to show you what it looks like. You never know who you're going to get. The first person who helped me with the Honore was so amazing and so helpful. And she said, if you pay right away, I can make your notebook right now and I will ship it out today. And I had it like 2.5 days later. And then with the Ernest, I had somebody else who seemed a little bit new, was not really giving me much feedback. I think you should go in having a pretty strong idea about what you are interested in before you do an appointment. But you can do as many appointments as you want. You're not locked into purchasing anything, and sometimes people meet multiple times on one notebook to make sure about the engraving and the colors, and then they think about it. You don't have to pay right then and there. You don't have to buy it right then and there. You just go through all the options. One pro tip that I would give you is go in knowing pretty much what you want, have a really good idea, because even though you're doing a video appointment and they don't rush you and you have half an hour to do all the customizations, it's a lot to go through and it's still hard to get a feel for it on the video call. It's really helpful to watch TikTok videos, YouTube videos, look at photos, look at how the leather patinas. That's what I found helps the most. Well, that's it for me today. I will be back soon with a video showing what fits And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.